Welcome to the Easy Vibes podcast, your escape to calm, uplifting conversations. Whether you're unwinding or recharging, we've got the perfect vibe for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Easy Vibe podcast. I'm Chloe.
And I'm here with my amazing co-host, Eden.
Hey, Easy Vibers. So good to be back with all you. You know, Chloe, I was just thinking about how much I rely on music every single day. It's kind of wild, right?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. That's actually what we're diving into today, isn't it? We're talking all about how music profoundly impacts pretty much every aspect of our daily lives, from when you first wake up to, when you're winding down at night.
Yeah, I feel like it's just such a huge part of, my existence, and I'm guessing for a lot of you listening too. Whether you're trying to focus or get hyped up for a workout or even just chill out after a crazy day.
Totally, and we just want to have a really chill, casual chat about it today. Just us, sharing our personal experiences, our favorite playlists, the genres we lean on for different moods, and maybe even some of our weird musical habits.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be plenty of those. So yeah, grab your favorite drink, settle in, and just join us as we explore the incredible power of sound. Because honestly, music just makes everything better, doesn't it?
It really does. It just sets the whole vibe, right?
So let's get into it. Yeah, let's Okay, so first up, let's talk about music for focus, right? The daily grind when you're trying to actually get stuff done, whether it's work, studying, anything that requires deep concentration. What's your go-to there, Eden? Are you a music while working person or a silence person?
Oh, I am absolutely a music while working person, but with a huge asterisk. If it's something that requires super intense, deep thinking, writing a really complex email or something where I need to craft sentences carefully, then sometimes silence is actually golden. But for more routine tasks or even just, background work, music is essential. How about you?
See, I'm similar, but maybe a little different. If I'm writing, actual copy or anything that requires me to, actively think about words, then lyrics are a no-go for me. I get so distracted. My brain just starts singing along, and then I'm like, wait, what was I even typing? So for those moments, it's gotta be instrumental, classical or sometimes lo-fi hip-hop beats, which is a total game changer for focus, I think.
Oh yeah, lo-fi is my jam for sure. It's just so chill, and it just kind of hums along in the background without pulling your attention too much. I've got this one playlist called Chill Study Beats or something, and I swear I just put it on repeat. It's I don't even notice the songs changing, which is, for me, the key to focus music. You don't want anything that makes you want to stop and sing along, right?
Exactly. It's if a song is too good, it actually becomes a distraction. My brain is ooh, new favorite song. Let's listen to this instead of working. But lo-fi, you're right, it's perfect. It's got that rhythmic element, it's a little bit of a beat, but it doesn't have those sharp changes or powerful vocals that just pull you out of what you're doing.
Totally. And for me, sometimes when I'm just doing general admin or things that don't require that deep focus, I actually enjoy some indie folk or even some acoustic covers. If the vocals are really mellow and kind of just blend in, I don't know why, but sometimes that just helps me feel a bit more productive and less like I'm just staring at a spreadsheet.
That's interesting. See, even mellow vocals would get me. My brain just wants to follow the story, But I can see how that would set a nice calm vibe for less intense tasks. Do you ever go for electronic music or anything with a heavier beat for focus? Or is that too much?
That's a good question. I've tried it and sometimes it works, but it has to be super ambient electronic. No big drops, no super catchy synth lines. It's more about creating a soundscape rather than a song with a structure. Otherwise, I find myself tapping my foot and just wanting to dance, which, not ideal when you're trying to meet a deadline.
Right. You're not trying to start a rave in your office chair. I get that. For me, sometimes if I'm doing something really repetitive or just cleaning up files, I actually sometimes put on video game soundtracks. Don't laugh. But like, they're literally designed to keep you focused without being distracting because they're meant to be background music for, intense gameplay.
Oh my gosh, Chloe, that is genius. I never thought of that. Like the music in like The Sims or Animal Crossing, it's so chill and just kind of floats along. I feel like that would be perfect. I'm totally stealing that tip.
Please do. Like, seriously, look up some best video game soundtracks for focus playlists. You will be amazed. It's like they've perfected the art of non-distracting background sound. It's pretty incredible.
I love that. So what about like genres that are just an absolute no-go for you when it comes to focus? Like if you accidentally hit play on it, your whole workday is just like out the window.
Oh, easily. Anything with like really prominent, catchy pop vocals, or like anything that makes me want to sing out loud. So like a lot of current pop or even like really intense rock. Anything with like a strong narrative in the lyrics, forget about it. My productivity plummets to 0. What about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Anything that's like a huge bop, if it makes me want to like dance in my chair, it's a no. Also for me, anything too heavy, like heavy metal or super aggressive rap, it just makes me feel like really on edge and not in a productive, focused way. It's more like I just want to run through a wall, and that's not great for a spreadsheet work,
No, not ideal for nuanced analysis, I guess. So it's about finding that sweet spot where it's enough to like fill the silence and keep your brain from wandering off, but not so much that it's actively pulling your attention away.
It's a fine line. It really is. And I think, for anyone listening, it's about experimenting too. Like what works for Chloe might not work for me and vice versa. But I do think like instrumental is a really safe bet for most people when it comes to true focus.
Totally. And I also find that sometimes just having a constant low level of background noise, even if it's not strictly music, can help. Like sometimes I'll put on a coffee shop soundscape or, just ambient rain sounds if I'm really trying to block out like other noises around me. It's not music, but it's still like a sound blanket,
Oh, I do that too. Especially if I'm in a coffee shop, like trying to work, but it's too noisy. I'll put on like noise canceling headphones and then play coffee shop sounds through them, which sounds insane, but it works. It's like it calms the brain into thinking, oh, this is familiar background noise. Nothing to worry about.
It totally tricks your brain, and then you're like, hyper focused because your brain isn't trying to like pick out every single conversation around you. It's just like, nope, this is just the sound of productivity. Love that. So yeah, it really depends on the task, but for me, lo-fi and video game soundtracks are the absolute winners for deep work.
Yeah, lo-fi and like very, very chill ambient electronic for me. And for like more routine stuff, then maybe some acoustic vibes. But yeah, definitely no sing-alongs allowed during work hours.
Unless it's like a really urgent deadline and you're just trying to power through, then maybe a quick like one song dance party to reset.
Oh, a quick dance party's always allowed. It's like a brain break. But then it's back to business with the chill beats. Oh, a quick dance party is always allowed. It's like a brain break. But then it's back to business with the chill beats. Okay, so speaking of getting energy and like powering through things, that actually leads us perfectly into our next topic, music for energy, specifically like pumping up the workout.
Oh yes, my favorite category. This is where the bops are definitely allowed and like encouraged. So Chloe, when you're hitting the gym or, just working out at home, what's your go-to? Are we talking like high energy pop, rock, electronic? What gets you moving?
Okay, so this is where my taste like completely flips from the focus music. For working out, I need energy. I need like a strong beat, usually fast-paced. And honestly, lyrics are totally fine here because I'm not trying to concentrate on anything else other than like not tripping on the treadmill. So for me, it's a lot of like upbeat pop, some EDM, sometimes a little bit of like pop punk if I'm feeling angsty and need to like really push through something.
Pop punk. I love that. Like, do you have a specific
anthems? Are we talking like early 2000s Paramore or like more recent stuff?
Oh, definitely some early 2000s pop punk like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, even some My Chemical Romance for like that dramatic sprint, but also like newer stuff too. There's something about that, like driving guitar and the slightly angsty vocals that just makes me want to like lift something heavy, you know?
Oh, I totally get that. It's like you harness that energy. For me, it's almost always a combination of like super high energy electronic music. Think like house music, a lot of like trance, even if it's like got a good beat drop. And then surprisingly, a lot of like really hype, confident rap. Like I need those strong beats and like the lyrical swagger to feel like I can actually, run an extra mile.
Oh, the lyrical swagger. That makes sense. So, like, you're not just moving your body, you're also getting that, like, mental boost from the lyrics themselves. I can totally see that. Do you have, like, a specific artist or song that's your absolute, like, I'm about to hit a personal best song?
Oh, for sure. Anything by like Doja Cat, for example, really gets me going. Or even older stuff like some Missy Elliott, like the beats are just undeniable. And for electronic, anything with a really strong progressive buildup and a satisfying drop, like a lot of, what's that one? Levels by Avicii, like classics like that, they just like flood your brain with endorphins.
Yes, Levels is a classic for a reason. It just like instantly boosts your mood. I love that. For me, if I'm really trying to like push through, it's got to be something with like a really strong driving beat. Like I have a few Tove Lo songs that just like have that relentless beat that makes me just keep going. Or like sometimes, surprisingly, some K-pop because it's so high energy and the production is just like through the roof. It just like demands that you move.
Oh, K-pop, that's a great one. The choreography itself is so intense, so the music has to match, right? It's like naturally designed for high energy movement. Do you ever find like the wrong song can just completely carry your workout vibe?
Oh, absolutely. If like a slow song comes on or something that's too chill or something that just like reminds me of like lying on a beach, I'm like, nope, my body is now moving at half speed. It's like instant motivation killer. Or if it's a song I just like genuinely don't like, I'm like, oh, gotta skip this. It's almost worse than silence because it's actively like dragging you down.
Totally. Like I remember one time I had my shuffled playlist on and it just like threw in a really melancholy indie track in the middle of a really intense cardio session. And I just like legitimately almost stopped. I was like, wait, why am I suddenly sad? I was just like crushing it. It completely throws you off.
Oh my gosh, that's so relatable. Like you're having this like powerful moment and then suddenly you're like contemplating your life choices instead of like doing another rep.
Exactly. And also for me, I notice a huge difference between like listening to music on speakers versus headphones. When I'm at the gym, I need my headphones because I want to be completely immersed in that sound, It's like a tunnel vision for my workout. But if I'm like just doing some light stretching at home, then maybe speakers are fine.
Oh, 100%. Headphones are essential for like serious workout time. It's like it blocks out all the other noise, all the other people, and it's just you and the beat. It's like your own personal hype machine. And I also find that sometimes like the tempo of the music directly influences the tempo of my workout. So if I'm like doing sprints, I need something with like a super fast BPM. But if I'm doing like weightlifting, sometimes I like something with like a slightly heavier, slower beat that still has energy but lets me like focus on the movement.
Yes, the BPM correlation is so real. I've even noticed like if I'm doing, say, a running interval, I'll try to find a song that like matches the pace I want to run at for that specific interval. It's almost like a built-in metronome for your body,
It really is. It's like your body just naturally wants to synchronize with the beat. It's pretty amazing. And sometimes, like, if I'm really struggling, I'll put on a song that has, like, a really strong, like, lyrical message about perseverance or, like, overcoming challenges. And that just, like, mentally gives me that extra push.
Oh, like an anthem for your personal struggle during the last 5 minutes of cardio. I totally get that. Do you ever like have a playlist that you just keep on repeat for months, or do you always like refresh your workout music?
I have a few core songs that are always in my workout rotation, but I definitely refresh my playlist pretty regularly because if I hear the same songs too many times, they lose their impact. Like they just become background noise. So I'm always looking for like new upbeat stuff to add. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I have a few like absolute must-haves that are always there, but if I'm starting to like dread a song coming on, then it's time for it to go. I'm constantly like curating and adding new tracks. It's like it's part of the pre-workout ritual, you know, finding the perfect new banger.
It really is. It's like the soundtrack to your self-improvement journey. I love it. And for me, I found that sometimes like if I'm just doing a really quick like 5-minute burst of activity, sometimes just one really intense like powerful song is all I need. Like one song to just like get me going for that short burst.
Oh, that's a good point, like a power song. Just like hit play and go. I do that sometimes if I'm just trying to like quickly tidy up the house or something and need like a burst of energy. Just one song, like, and then I'm ready to like tackle the next thing.
Yeah, like that one song that just like instantly sparks joy and movement. It's pretty cool. So I guess for workouts, it's all about like high energy, strong beats, and lyrics that either motivate or just like don't distract.
Exactly. And definitely no sad indie folk, Chloe. We've learned that lesson.
No sad indie folk when you're trying to lift heavy things. Absolutely not. We'll leave that for like our contemplative moments.
Absolutely not. We'll leave that for like our contemplative moments, which actually, you know, now that we've talked about all this high energy stuff for getting work done and working out, I feel like we need to chill out a little bit, like shift gears completely to the opposite end of the spectrum. So let's talk about music for calm, for unwinding, for meditating. Like, what's your go-to when you just need to like exhale?
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, my ears need a break from all that high BPM energy. So for calm, it's a complete 180 for me. I immediately gravitate towards like really ambient instrumental stuff, like no lyrics for sure, or even just like nature sounds. I have like a few favorite artists that create like these really expansive atmospheric soundscapes. It's almost like sonic wallpaper, if that makes sense. Like it just fills the space, but it doesn't demand your attention.
Ooh, sonic wallpaper. I like that. So like, are we talking something very specific, like classical, or more like new agey, or just like general atmospheric vibes?
Definitely general atmospheric vibes. Like I'm a big fan of artists like Brian Eno, for instance. Like his ambient stuff is just chef's kiss for like just melting into the couch. Or even like some of the more contemporary instrumental piano artists. There's something so soothing about solo piano. It just like calms everything down. And for nature sounds, honestly, just like a really good rainstorm track or waves crashing, that just like instantly takes me to a peaceful place.
I totally get the rainstorm track. I use that sometimes for sleep, but also for just like chilling out when I'm like reading a book or something. It just like creates this cozy, undisturbed bubble. For me, when I need to unwind, it's often very specific instrumental music. Like, I love some of the more mellow acoustic guitar artists, or even like a really slow, ethereal electronic music. Not like EDM, but more like chill wave or down tempo, something that just kind of like drifts.
Oh yeah, chill wave is perfect for that. It's got that gentle hum, but it's not like doing anything. Do you ever use like sound baths or meditation music with chimes and bowls and stuff? Because I've tried that and sometimes it works, but sometimes it just makes me feel like a bit too aware of the sounds, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually find sound baths and like really specific meditation music a bit distracting sometimes. Like, I appreciate the intention, but if I'm trying to like clear my mind, sometimes those specific tones can like actually pull me out of it. I prefer something that just like flows. Like, for me, it's more about the overall atmosphere than specific like sound events, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. It's like the sound should be there, but it shouldn't be like the focal point. It's just the backdrop. I totally agree. And how about like classical music? Is that something you lean into for relaxation? Because for some people, it's like the ultimate unwind.
You know, surprisingly, not really for just general unwinding. Like, I appreciate classical music, but sometimes it like requires a bit too much active listening from me. Like, I find myself like analyzing the movements or like thinking about the composer, and that's not really relaxing. If I'm trying to like fully de-stress, I need something that's just pure vibe, no mental effort required.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, sometimes classical can feel like too grand for just like a quiet evening. It's like, I'm not going to the opera, I'm just trying to chill on my couch. So, what about like if you're actually doing meditation? Do you use music for that or do you prefer silence?
For formal meditation, I almost always prefer silence. Or like if I'm using an app, it'll just be like super subtle background hum or like the gentle sound of a singing bowl, but nothing with like a discernible melody. Because again, it pulls my focus. But if I'm just like trying to relax and wind down after a long day, then that's when the instrumental ambient stuff comes in handy. It's like helping my brain switch off the on button.
Yeah, it's like a really gentle nudge towards like quietude. And I find like that kind of music, the ambient stuff, it really it slows down my breathing, you know? Like you just naturally start to take deeper, slower breaths when it's on. It's like this physiological response. It's pretty cool.
Oh, totally. It's like your body just like intuitively knows what to do. And I find that if I listen to like a particularly peaceful track before bed, even if it's not for sleep directly, it just like sets the tone for the entire evening. It's like a transition from the busy day to like a calmer evening routine.
Yeah, it's almost like a palate cleanser for your brain, you know? After all the noise and stimulation of the day, you just need to like cleanse it with something soft. And do you ever find that certain instruments are particularly effective for calm for you? Like for me, anything with a really soft, sustained string sound, like violins or cellos, or like a very gentle flute, that just instantly like melts me.
Ooh, yes, definitely soft strings, like cello especially. There's just something so like rich and deep and soothing about a cello. And also like a really pure, simple acoustic piano, not like super complex classical pieces, but just like gentle chords and melodies that just like go straight to my soul.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like the simplicity of it is what's so powerful. And the absence of like anything jarring or like too percussive.
Exactly. It's like no sudden movements, please. We're chilling. So I guess for calm, it's all about like atmosphere over bangers and often like no lyrics or just sounds that are like really background oriented.
Definitely. It's like you want the music to be a warm blanket, not a flashing neon sign.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a warm blanket for your ears.
And speaking of warm blankets, I feel like we need to talk about the ultimate chill out, which is music for sleep. Or, for winding down before sleep, because I know for some people, music for sleep is a whole thing, and for others, it's like, nope, absolute silence. What's your vibe when it comes to like drifting off?
Oh, this is where we might actually like diverge a little bit, Chloe, because for me, actual sleep music, like while I'm sleeping, is a no-go. I need absolute silence once my head hits the pillow. If there's any discernible sound, even like gentle ambient music, my brain just like latches onto it and I'll be awake all night analyzing it.
See, I'm the exact opposite. Like, I can't sleep in absolute silence. It's like my brain just like starts buzzing with like all the thoughts of the day and it gets really loud in my head. So for me, I actually need some kind of sound to like quiet the internal noise, but it has to be very, very specific.
Okay, that is fascinating. So what's your specific sound then? Because for me, if I'm having trouble winding down before bed, I might put on like a really mellow ambient playlist, similar to what we talked about for Calm, but I'll set a timer for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then it has to switch off. Otherwise, I'm just like analyzing the chord progressions at 3 a.m.
Right. See, that's where we differ. For me, it's either like white noise or actual like very, very simple repetitive music. I have a few specific playlists that are like designed for sleep, and they're usually just like gentle piano loops or like drone sounds. No sudden changes, no melody that sticks out, just like a constant soothing hum. And I actually sleep with it on all night.
All night. Wow. So you're just like constantly serenaded. I can't even imagine. Does your brain like eventually just like tune it out completely, or is it always like subtly there?
It's subtly there, but my brain has definitely learned to associate it with sleep. It's like a cue. When I hear those specific sounds, my body just like knows it's time to shut down. And if I don't have it, I actually struggle to fall asleep. It's like my brain is waiting for that signal, you know?
That's wild. Like for me, even the sound of like a fan can sometimes be too much. I'm one of those people who needs like total darkness, total silence, cool room, the whole shebang. So what about like specific apps or like binaural beats? Have you ever tried any of that for sleep?
Oh yeah, definitely binaural beats. Those can be really effective for me, especially if I'm feeling really restless. There's something about those specific frequencies that just like gently guides your brain into a calmer state. And I've tried some sleep story apps too, but sometimes the narrator's voice can be a bit distracting. Like if they have a really interesting voice, I'll focus on that instead of the story.
Yeah, I've had that experience with sleep stories too. Or like the story gets too interesting and then you're like, oh, what's going to happen next? And you're wide awake. It's like the opposite of what they're supposed to do. So what about like traditional lullabies? Like, do you ever find yourself going back to like super simple, almost childlike melodic stuff for sleep?
Not really actual lullabies, no. Like I think that would be too much of a like distinct melody for me. It's really more about the texture of the sound than the actual tune. Like sometimes if I'm really struggling, I'll put on like a really gentle classical guitar piece. But again, it has to be very slow and like repetitive, almost like a loop.
That makes sense. So for you, it's less about a song and more about a sound blanket, almost like a sonic duvet.
Exactly, a sonic duvet. I like that. And I found that like certain nature sounds work for me too, but again, very specific ones, like a consistent rain shower or gentle ocean waves, but not like a thunderstorm with sudden claps of thunder because that would just like jar me awake.
Oh, definitely not the thunder. Yeah. The rain sounds are probably the closest I get to using nature sounds for sleep. But even then, I usually use them more for like winding down in the evening rather than actually sleeping with them on. I used to try sleeping with podcasts, but I always found myself waking up in the middle of the night to like someone talking in my ear, and it was super disorienting.
Oh, I've done that too. And then you're like, wait, what's happening? Am I dreaming this conversation? It's so weird. So no podcast for sleep, no audiobooks for sleep either, I imagine.
No, definitely not. My brain is too much of a narrative follower. I'd be like fully invested in the plot by the time I was supposed to be asleep. So for sleep for me, it's just silence. But I do have friends who swear by like white noise machines or like even specific fan noises that help them sleep and they can't sleep without it. So I guess it really just depends on how your brain is wired.
Yeah, it's so interesting how different our brains are wired for that. Like, my partner can sleep through anything, absolutely anything, no sound required, complete silence. And I'm just like over here with my little loop of drone music going on. It's like we're sleeping in two totally different soundscapes.
We really are. It's like parallel universes of slumber. So what about if you accidentally put on like the wrong kind of music before bed? Like you pick something that you think is calm, but it's actually like subtly stimulating. Have you ever had that happen?
Oh, yes, that's the worst. Like, I'll put on something that I think is chill, but then there's like a surprise, like subtle synth beat that kicks in, or like a string swells in a way that's like too dramatic, and suddenly my brain is like, ooh, what's this? Let's analyze it. And then I'm just wide awake, annoyed that I picked the wrong track.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a betrayal. You're expecting calm, and then boom, you're suddenly in like a psychological thriller soundtrack. So I guess for sleep, it's really about like minimizing cognitive load and avoiding anything that's like going to pull you into active listening.
Totally. It's like the anti-banger. You want the anti-banger for sleep, and it has to be consistent, no surprises, just like a gentle hand holding you into dreamland.
Totally. It's like the anti-banger. You want the anti-banger for sleep. And it has to be consistent, no surprises, just like a gentle hand holding you into dreamland.
Exactly. A gentle hand. And speaking of music for like specific needs, we've covered a lot of the big ones like working out, chilling, sleeping. But what about like the more unexpected ways you use music? Like the things that aren't on like a typical music for list.
Oh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, okay, I definitely have like my specific cleaning playlists, and they're usually like really upbeat pop, even some like early 2000s stuff that I would never listen to otherwise. But for some reason, when I'm like scrubbing the kitchen, it just gets me going, Like it's almost like a secret power up.
Yes, the cleaning playlist is so real. Mine is usually like early 90s R&B or like some really cheesy Eurodance, stuff that I would literally only listen to when I'm like vacuuming or like deep cleaning the bathroom. It just like fuels the scrubbing, doesn't it?
Totally fuels the scrubbing. And another one for me is like when I'm cooking, like if I'm trying a new recipe or doing something like intricate, I actually tend to put on classical music. It's like super weird, but it just like helps me focus on the task at hand without being distracting, Like it's background.
Ooh, that's interesting. I never thought of classical for cooking. Mine's usually like something chill but with a good beat, like something indie pop or like lo-fi hip hop. Something that just like flows with the chopping and dicing, but I can see the classical for like precision cooking. That's smart.
Yeah, it's for like when I'm actually trying to create something, not just like throw dinner together. What about if you're feeling like just emotionally drained? Do you have a specific like pick me up or like a wallowing playlist that's kind of off kilter?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So if I'm feeling really, really down, sometimes I actually put on like super sad, melancholic indie folk. And it sounds counterintuitive, right? Like, why would you listen to sad music when you're sad? But for me, it's almost like it validates the feeling. It's like, yeah, this is how I feel and this artist gets it. And then like after a few songs, I'm usually like able to process it and maybe shift into something a little more hopeful. It's like a musical catharsis,
That actually makes so much sense, though. Like, sometimes you just need to lean into the sadness to get through it. My version of that, if I'm feeling really like overwhelmed or just needing to release some energy, I'll put on like really heavy metal. And I don't listen to metal otherwise, like at all, but sometimes just like the sheer intensity of it and the screaming vocals, it's just like a pure release. Like I'll put on some like early Slipknot or something and just like jump around my living room.
No way. Slipknot. That is amazing. That is the ultimate, like, surprising use of music. I love that. Like, it's just pure, unadulterated release. It's almost like a scream you can't make yourself.
Exactly. It's like I need to scream, but I can't, so the music screams for me. It's very therapeutic. What about any like actual like guilty pleasure tracks that you'd probably like never admit to listening to, but they just like hit you right in the feels sometimes?
Oh, for sure. So, if I'm like just having one of those days where I need pure, unadulterated like nostalgia and just feel good, sometimes I'll put on like an old boy band playlist. Like we're talking NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, stuff that I haven't listened to since I was like 12, but it just like brings back all those innocent, happy vibes. It's completely cheesy, but it works every time. Don't tell anyone.
Oh my gosh, I am so with you on the boy bands. Like, especially for like those solo dance parties in your living room. Mine is definitely like some early Britney Spears. Like, oops, I did it again or something. Like, it just makes me feel like I'm like 15 again and totally carefree, you know? It's just pure pop fun.
Yes, pure pop fun. It's like a little like secret musical hug that you give yourself. And I think that just goes to show how like versatile music is, right? It's not just for like these big categories we talked about. It really does fit into like every little crack and crevice of our day and our emotions.
Totally. It's like literally a soundtrack to our entire lives, even for the tiny, weird, mundane moments or like the incredibly intense emotional ones. And we'd really, really love to hear from you all, our amazing listeners. Like, what are some of your like unexpected or slightly weird ways you use music in your daily life?
Yeah. Do you have like a specific playlist for like laundry or maybe a song that you listen to only when you're like getting ready for a big presentation? What's your secret guilty pleasure track that nobody knows you listen to? We promise we won't tell.
We promise. Head over to our social media. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at the Easy Vibe Pod. Share your most unusual music habits or your secret pump up jams or your most embarrassing guilty pleasure tracks. We're super curious to see what you guys are listening to for all of these different scenarios.
Yeah. So that's just a little peek into how music really like soundtracks our lives, isn't it? From helping us focus at work to really pushing us through those tough workouts to calming us down and even like sending us off to sleep. And then all the weird stuff in between, which was probably my favorite part of this whole chat, actually.
Oh, same, Chloe. It's so wild how versatile music is, like for literally every single mood and activity. And, we really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Easy Vibe podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us on this little deep dive into the power of music.
Yeah, truly. Thank you for being here with us. And a big thank you to all of you who shared your surprising music habits with us on social media for the last segment. It was like so fun to hear all your responses.
It was awesome. And if you didn't get a chance to share or if you just want to connect with us, you can always find us on Instagram and Twitter at the Easy Vibe Pod. We love hearing from you. So please drop us a line, tell us what you're listening to or what you'd like us to talk about next.
Absolutely. We're always looking for new ideas and just connecting with our amazing community. And speaking of next time, we're already cooking up some really cool topics for future episodes. We might be diving into the magic of decluttering or maybe even how to find your perfect cozy reading nook, just more ways to bring those easy vibes into your life.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on those. And until then, keep those good tunes playing, keep those easy vibes flowing, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Easy Vibe podcast.
Bye, everyone. Stay groovy.